Hello there, it's Phil Crowshaw here, and a very warm welcome to Sunday's edition of Live Streaming Association, 31 days of live streams in August. And as I say, today is the 16th of August, and I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about something I've mentioned a couple of times before, which is personal branding. So here we go.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. My shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box.
Okay, hello. So I'm Phil Crowshaw, and today I'm going to talk to you about personal branding. Now, people often ask us here at Geeky Group, they often talk about wanting to improve their personal brand. Now, you undoubtedly know what a business brand is. I think we've all come across business brands, and we refer to brands regularly whenever we discuss marketing or bigger business. But you probably don't think much about having a brand yourself, your individual personal brand. So the idea of personal branding is quite unusual for most people. But in this online internet age where things both good and bad seem to last forever on the internet, personal branding can be considered more important than ever. So what is personal brand? Well, it's quite difficult to explain, but basically, your personal brand is how you promote yourself. It's how people see you. It's the combination of unique skills, experience, and personality that you want the world to see in terms of what you're about. So it's the telling of your story and how it reflects your conduct, behavior, spoken and unspoken words, and of course, attitudes. So you use your personal brand to differentiate yourself from other people, in effect, or other companies. And done well, you can tie your personal branding in with your business in ways certainly no other large corporate branding can replicate. Professionally, your personal brand is the image that people see of you. It can be a combination of real life, how the media portrays you if you're a bit more high profile, and the impression that people gain from the information about you that they see online. You can either ignore personal brand, which of course is an option, or let it just develop by accident, possibly even chaotically in some cases. It's beyond your control. That's what I was going to say. Or you can just help massage your personal brand to depict you as the person you want to be in the pre-internet days, in effect, which I remember only too well. Your personal brand was really just your business card. That's all it was. Unless you were high profile, in the media, for example, which most of us are not, or somebody who's featured strongly as the face of advertising, few people would have even heard of you. Now, it's very different today, isn't it? Because in today's highly public world, where every little action is discussed at length on social media, you're far less anonymous. And there's a lot to be said about that, good and certainly bad as well. There's downsides. So why would you want a personal brand? Well, your personal brand can be really vital to you professionally. It's how you present yourself to current and potential clients or even potential employers. It gives you the opportunity to ensure that people see you in the way that you want them to see you, instead of in some accidental, possibly even detrimental way. It gives you the opportunity to highlight your strengths and your passions and your beliefs and what makes you you. It helps people believe that they know you better, and people have much higher trust in those that they know, like, and trust, as I've said many times before. And even public people that they've never met before more personally. And this is particular evident, for example, at elections. So while many people seek out candidates' views on issues important to them, a lot of voters have less interest in the process or the politics. Instead, and this might be controversial, but in my view, instead they vote for a name that they recognize or somebody that they like, as opposed to the policies. And it's normal. It's often human behavior. Some do that, some don't, but many people do actually vote for people that they like or dislike when they don't have a clue about the policies or they don't really understand the detail behind the policies. So it comes as no surprise that candidates with strong personal brands succeed in politics, regardless of their political views, beliefs, or, as I say, politics. So whatever you think about Donald Trump, for example, as a president, you can't deny that he's built a very strong personal brand, which in America has helped encourage many people to give their vote to him. And of course, that's put him in power, which is what it's all about when it comes to politics. So why is personal branding important? Well, you need to create a strong personal brand if you want to be considered influential. And you might have heard people talk about influencers on social media, and influencers and people who are influencing people to buy stuff subtly because they're liked or they're respected by that target audience are now massive business, millions and millions and millions of pounds. And some do make millions of pounds because they're influential on social media. Now, your personal brand helps you as an individual stand out from everybody else. And you've got to stand out to a point from other people. Otherwise, if there's no difference, then everything's all vanilla colored, isn't it? It's all the same. So you can use your personal brand to demonstrate your knowledge, your skills, and your areas of expertise. Would you think about it from a career point of view, particularly going into what could be a very high unemployment rate in the next few months? It's really important. So it's stuff as well that maybe makes you a little bit more memorable than the next person. So it's your personal brand that helps you stand out from thousands of other people, thousands of other businesses, just like you, at the end of the day, humans running businesses. Now, younger people, or some people call them millennials in particular, have a distrust of advertising. And I saw some research recently said that 84% of millennials trust neither the advertisement nor the brand. So if you think about that, that 84% is a very big number. Yet they're prepared to believe people that they feel they know, even the business people behind the brands that they detest so much, because they actually feel that they know the person behind it. Now, this has resulted in a major rethink about how businesses market themselves and how individuals market themselves as well. So indeed, this is one of the reasons why influencer marketing has become so successful, as I said, over recent years. It's almost an industry in itself now. So there's been a movement towards personalizing the main people in a business. So you start to get to know the person, not just the company. Now, obviously, this is quite relatively easy for a small business. There is little difference between a sole trader and their business. So there's little difference really between me, Phil Croshaw, and my company, a geeky group, it's very much the same thing in a sense. But it can be a lot more difficult for larger companies, which creates an opportunity, therefore, for smaller companies. But some people do manage it very well. So a great example of it is Steve Jobs, because Steve Jobs used personal branding well before the phrase was even well known to distinguish himself as the face of Apple, didn't he? Another person I've seen over the years do the same thing is Elon Musk, and his personal brand is probably much better known than Tesla's corporate brand as a car manufacturer. So it makes sense that any business owner or manager or entrepreneur should bond with potential customers first on an individual basis before he or she tries to deliver the company's message. And that's now very possible. Live streaming is a way of doing that. Videos are a way of doing that. Podcasting is a way of doing that. And this is what we talk to a lot of clients about. So what are the considerations then for building your personal brand? Well, creating a personal brand requires, I would say, more than anything else, requires extensive self-reflection and introspection. It helps if you know yourself, and self-awareness is something I talk a lot about on here. But it's surprising just how few people do actually know themselves or have much self-awareness. So most people find it extremely difficult to describe themselves, although they can often find it easier to explain who they want to be. If your ultimate aim for personal branding is to improve the performance of your business or yourself as an individual, you first need to ensure that you know your target customers or your target audience. Who are they? You want your personal branding to match your targeted customers or your targeted companies if you're looking for work. And this isn't new. Business people have been doing this for many years, long before the internet. Think about somebody like Hugh Hefner, for example, who portrayed for virtually all of his adult life that persona. He'd probably never heard of personal branding, yet he let himself become the face of the Playboy empire and lived the lifestyle that the readers of his magazines envied. He could not have lived his type of lifestyle, however, if he had helmed a more conservative company targeting more politically correct customers. Ultimately, you want to build a reputation as somebody who cares about the types of people that make your potential and existing clients. So a crucial part of your personal branding then is to make sure you come across as being human and authentic, with the same issues and problems as everybody else. The only difference is that you can show that you've found a solution to some of their problems, which you are willing to share with others. You don't want to come across as being like a stereotypical used car salesperson, even if you are actually in the car sales business. Consumers are extremely cynical nowadays and see businesses as being all about selling. The whole purpose of personal branding is to step back and actually de-emphasize selling. Nowadays, you can't ignore the importance, of course, as well of social media. Part of your personal branding should include having social media presence, media accounts on all of the social networks where your audience spends their time. So there's just some initial thoughts on personal branding and why it's important. I will speak again on another show talking about personal branding at a deeper level and a wider context and some of the things you can do to build your personal brand and why. So that's it. It's Sunday. That's the end of this show. Hopefully it's not been too long for you being on a Sunday. And tomorrow I'm joined by Nathan Newman, who I'm going to be talking to about social media, but more from a data point of view, live streaming, data management, understanding the numbers. And this is really great stuff because in a sense, Nathan comes at it all very much more as an individual who understands the science. And the science is absolutely key to the whole thing, not just the content. So it's science plus content equals success. So that's it. I hope you got something out of this. If you're watching this obviously on recorded, hopefully you've got some ideas. I'm just looking at this. I've just been actually chatting to Spencer on WhatsApp actually, and he's been expecting me, Mr. Bond. He is actually a bit of a stalker. It has to be said. It's known he's a bit of a stalker, but hey, who wouldn't be? With these looks and charm. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so that's it. I am really going now because I'm pretty sure that there's a bit of a beef dinner with my name on it. Anybody watched the Grand Prix today? Great to see Lewis Hamilton doing what he does best and winning with great glory. And so another good patriotic win for the Brit. And it's always good to see. So that's it. I will catch you tomorrow with Nathan at 10:30 a.m. And there's obviously now we're getting closer and closer, but 31st of August will be the last one, which is a bank holiday Monday. So everybody will be on holiday anyway. But hopefully you're getting something out of this. Remember the 4 I's. It's about information, ideas, insights, and ideas and information. The 4 I's. And if you get something out of it, you've got something that's just a tip or an idea that influences you to go and find out more, then that's always a good thing. So that's it. I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.